Hey, everyone, Uncle Scotty on a Sunday night. Today's article is called Giving Up Coffee. I know. Hey, if you see me with one of these, it's actually just protein powder. There's no coffee in it anymore. So let me talk about that. I got a letter today, a really nice letter from a client talking about his successes and how happy he was and how much more aware he has become of his food choices and the impact it has on everything in his life. The awareness of his food choices were so evident in light of the new meal plan. He really struggled at first. And that really impacted him, not only physically dropping his stomach, but his mental attitude and his view on food. It's easy to guess that I love letters like that. They reaffirm that what I'm doing is what I'm meant to be doing, which is helping others. And it's exactly what I set out to do in the late 90s when I gave up my 13-year career in architecture to be a personal trainer. So it's pretty cool. But I myself have had a few wake-up calls in the last few years and even in the last few months. Obviously, the near-death crash shook everything up and changed my life drastically for a long while. But I'm slowly getting back to normal. But gaining over 30 pounds in your late 40s due to, surgeries and life choices or whatever, and then trying to get rid of again has been an interesting experiment in self-testing and observation. And it was kind of fascinating to be back in that game again. It's been 6 weeks since I gave up coffee, and I was never a coffee drinker before my crash, but after my brain injury, my neurologist suggested that it would help with mental fog and remembering things. And you may have heard that story, because I tell it to a lot of people, how I went, because I don't like coffee, and I went from a mocha, half hot chocolate, half coffee, to a large, to an extra large, to 2 extra larges a day, sometimes 3. So I was drinking, 660 calories of sugar every day. And when it comes to fitness and health, awareness is the key. That's always step one. And sometimes it needs someone else to provide an objective awareness, which is often where I can help as your coach. But I don't see how you feel necessarily. I just see what your body needs from data. And so I hired the team from Dr. Trevor Cashy this summer to help me prepare for Ultraman World Championships coming up. And because I was struggling with extreme fatigue, low energy, dropping belly fat wasn't happening very fast. I dropped a bunch of weight, but then the last 5-6 pounds was just kind of hanging around because I was dancing that line between training a lot and I still needed to eat, but I was really struggling with being tired all the time. I was having trouble getting my workouts done, and even just getting out of bed was a chore. I was napping nearly every night after work or after supper, and then I would stay up late to compensate for the nap to try and get all the rest of my work done, and it was a problem. Dr. Cashy told me point blank to just stop all caffeine. He said I was using it in order to work too much, work out too much, sleep too little, and it wasn't serving me. It was a crutch. And in an instant, I knew that. I knew he was right. But I was concerned. I was like, well, how am I going to get through my day without my kick-in-the-butt beverage every morning and through the middle of the morning and into the afternoon? But it didn't matter. I stopped cold turkey. I just stopped having coffee. It was a Wednesday. I think I actually have the date. It was September 19th that I gave up coffee. So I want to get back to that. Another thing that he had me do was sign up for MyFitnessPal, which is an app that goes on your phone. You can also use your computer, with a commitment to record every single thing I put in my mouth, period. Everything that went in. I started doing that, and I was fascinating. I mean, my nutrition is actually pretty excellent, by and large, but all the deep level blood tests that Dr. Cashy ordered me to get done, a whole raft of blood tests. He said I'm in excellent health, which is great. He said I'm one healthy effing dude, actually, is what he said, which is cool, right? That's good news. It allayed a couple of concerns, but it also made me think, well, okay, then why am I so tired all the time? Which we'll get back to, which is the coffee thing. So the cool thing, though, was because I was using this app, I was able to start observing things. And as I entered all my foods and made minor corrections, there were, some minor things, but that's not what got to me. After a particularly challenging day at work that had me just stressed to the max, and I was shaking. I was not doing. I'd only had 740 calories all day. I had a hammer bar and a protein shake in the morning, and then nothing till 6 p.m. Stupid, I know, right? Just working. Every meeting I was in went longer than it planned, and so then that meeting ran into this meeting, and that meeting ran into that meeting. All of a sudden, it was 6 o'clock, and I hadn't eaten since breakfast. And my daily goal is 3,000 calories minimum for all the training I do. Not good. I knew I had no food at home. My wife was out of town. And so I justified just going to A&W for a burger, right? I typically go to Walk Box and get a signature salad or something like that, but I was just so hungry. I went to A&W. It had been a really couple of just tough days, and I deserved a burger, damn it. That's how I felt, right? You ever had that? I deserve whatever. Anyway, so I ordered a cheddar bacon Uncle Burger, and I had some yam fries, and I had a chocolate shake. I haven't had a chocolate shake in so many years. I don't even remember what they taste like. So it was beef and vegetables and some fat, right? How bad could it be? Well, I ate it up, and I did feel better for having some food in my stomach, which was great. But then I entered it in MyFitnessPal. Whoa. Remember when I said awareness is key? Yeah, well, and how my client had said the lessons he learned about being aware of how his bad food choices were hurting him. He never ate vegetables, and he just had all carbs for breakfast, and then he was just living on coffee till lunch, and have a relatively balanced lunch, and then kind of a supper, and then just snack on carbs and fats all night, and didn't realize the choices he was making. So, I haven't had a burger in, I don't know how long it's been since I've had a burger. But I punched everything into MyFitnessPal, and that one meal, Uncle Burger, medium yam fries, and a medium shake or whatever size they are, was 1,600 calories. It's over half of my daily intake in one meal. And I know this. I've talked about this. I've taught this to people. But there it was, staring me in the face. Cold, hard facts. Awareness. Right? You can never be an expert. I don't care how much you learn. You're still relearning. Right? So, awareness like that allows us to make good choices. Or at least have a chance to make good choices. And this meal on this day, well, you know, with my intense training of 20 to 25 hours a week, I can roll with that one-time deviation, but yeah, it was not a great choice. So, what about not having caffeine anymore? Well, I have to say, it's been unreal, in a good way. My energy levels have re-regulated and become even. No more spikes and crashes. And like Dr. Kashi said to me when I was talking about this the first time he mentioned it, he said, you know, after you've had a coffee, you feel like a superhero. And then 90 minutes later, you feel like a superhero that needs a coffee. And he was right. He's so right. I no longer need those non-negotiable naps that I used to have. I would come home from work at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and I had to have a sleep. I had to lay down for 30 to 45 minutes, and I would say to my wife, I'm sorry, I can't read story to my 6-year-old tonight. I have to sleep. I can't keep my eyes open. And that doesn't happen anymore at all, which is so great. I'm no longer flying at more than full speed and then dragging my feet trying to just manage. I've got even good energy all day long. I sleep way better, and my training has improved measurably. Like I said, I'm training 20 to 25 hours a week for the World Championships, and my training has noticeably gotten better since I quit caffeine 6 weeks ago. That's kind of a big deal. And look, caffeine is not bad or good. It's simply a stimulant. And like anything, if you abuse it, there are consequences. In order to have awareness of this, I had to stop it altogether and then just observe what kind of a hold it had on me. And I don't need coffee. I thought I did. I thought it was great. And yeah, I kind of missed the social side of it, but I don't need it. So if you're stuck in some way with fat loss or exercise, change something, and then observe what happens over a period of time. And that's exactly what we've done with the 6-week challenge. We've given you a meal plan and a deadline and a method of measuring things. And now we correct and continue. Now that we have awareness, we've controlled some variables, which is last week's article, and now we get to watch. Okay, we did this, we got that result with you. What can we change next to get the next result? And that's the process. Creating awareness by creating consistency and then making adjustments to get you where you want to go. Cool. Hope that helps. Happy training.